Okay, we are now live and on the record for Tuesday afternoon's criminal docket, May 24, 2022. Mr. Ortegon, what do you have, sir?
Good morning. Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm here on the state of Texas versus Omar Navarro, Judge. This is CR 22-03551I.
Okay, this is number 19 on the court's docket. Deputy, can you please bring up Omar Navarro? English speaking or Spanish?
Judge, I do believe he speaks English.
He's a Spanish speaker, Your Honor.
Okay. Go ahead.
Judge, there is a pending burglary of a this is a possession of marijuana. However, we do have a pending burglary of a habitation that we seem to still be waiting for, Your Honor. Actually, no, that has since been indicted in CR 1953-22H. However, that was indicted on May 5th, 2022. So we do not have a court date at this time, Your Honor. And I do believe there are also some other charges where he has some other attorneys, Your Honor. But because of that pending felony, Judge, we would respectfully request a reset date so we can wait and try to get that arraigned and try to see what we can do with both cases together, Your Honor.
Okay, well, he's also set for arraignment on this matter, so let me arraign him quickly.
Absolutely, Judge.
Ms. Castañeda, please have him raise his right hand.
Mr. Navarro, por favor, levanta su mano derecha.
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Jura que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
In CR 22-03551-I, State of Texas versus Omar Navarro, is that your true and correct name, sir?
En el estado de Texas que encuentra Omar Navarro, ¿ese es su nombre correcto y verdadero?
Sí.
Yes.
And you're being charged with possession of marijuana of less than 2 ounces. That's a Class B misdemeanor. That carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand, sir, the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense of which you are charged?
Señor Navarro, está usted frente a la corte por un cargo de posesión de marihuana menor de 2 onzas, una ofensa menor clase B. Una ofensa menor clase B tiene una multa potencial de hasta 6 meses en la cárcel del condado de Hidalgo y hasta $2,000 por convicción. ¿Entiende usted el rango de castigo que puede recibir por el delito que está acusado?
Sí.
Yes.
Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
¿Alguna corte lo ha declarado mentalmente incompetente, loco o demente?
No.
No.
Counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
Your Honor, Mr. Navarro is competent and able to assist in his defense, Your Honor.
Then the court is making a finding that Mr. Navarro is competent, able to assist his attorney in his own defense, and enters a plea of not guilty on his behalf. Okay, so then being that case, we'll go ahead and send him for a status on July the 26th at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all Mr. Navarro have at this time, Judge. May we be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Salinas?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Judge, I'm here on dockets number 23 and 24, State of Texas versus Carlos Valeria. This is a jail case.
Okay, Deputy, can you please bring up Carlos Valerio?
Your Honor, we looked him up on the system. He's nowhere to be found in custody here in the county jail.
Okay.
All right. Do you know if do we show that he's been released?
No, Your Honor, it actually didn't show anything.
Okay. Any additional information that somebody can give? Because I doubt the gentleman just disappeared.
Judge, can you,
Judge, I'm looking here on jail records and it looks like he was arrested on the 18th and it doesn't show a release date.
Judge, if I may,
Go ahead.
there's no release date, Your Honor. He does have a holdout of Judge Mario's court on a felony, and so there is no release. He hasn't been released to another agency, and he's not being held in another county from what I'm seeing on Odyssey.
So he's supposed to be in your facility, sir. So
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Right now, I got with the supervisor. He's looking into it.
Okay. Well, but go ahead, Mr. Salinas, with your announcement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, he's got a pending felony. The cause number is CR 074722L. That's actually why he's in custody, Judge. There was a capias that was issued in regards to a failure to appear. In that case, he has appeared at all of this court's settings, Judge. He's currently set on June 1st on that felony. So I would respectfully ask that the court reset this matter to a date after that to allow me some time to visit with his new felony attorney and try to resolve everything together.
Okay. So do you want it like right after, or do you want a little bit more time in July?
I'd maybe July would be fine. That'd be plenty of time, Your Honor.
Okay, July the 26th at 1:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and we'll let you know if they end up finding him.
I hope they do. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else, sir?
That's all I have, Judge. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Mr. Espinosa, what do you have, sir?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm here on number 15 on your docket, the State of Texas versus Efren Montoya.
CR 1705119-I, Efren, EFREN, Montoya, MONTOYA. Deputy, can you please bring up Mr. Montoya? English speaking or Spanish speaking?
English, Your Honor.
English? Okay, go ahead, Mr. Espinosa. What's your announcement?
Your Honor, he has a pending felony, which is set for a plea on June 15th.
And will that plea take care of this, or is he still going to have to do something with respect to this offense?
I'm thinking we're still gonna have to do something because it's a DWI charge, so it's not gonna be included as a dismissal. So I'd have to get with the prosecutor for a recommendation.
Okay. And the felony resolution, does that include, is he going to be having that felony dismissed, or is he going straight probation, or what is he that he's going to do?
My understanding is gonna be a deferred adjudication
okay.
recommendation.
Okay, so then he should, let me see, doesn't he have a bond on this one? This is not what's going to be keeping him in, correct?
Correct. I recall, Your Honor, last time we came in, we said at $1,000 cash surety
Yes.
bond.
But what I'm asking is, once he takes care of the felony, will he be released? So that will determine which date I give him.
I think because will still be hold on the misdemeanor, so the court will entertain, I guess, the PR bond on the misdemeanor, just to be on the safe side in case we don't come to a resolution on the misdemeanor.
Okay.
Your
I
Honor,
understand. Go ahead, Mr. Lozano.
Your Honor, this is a DWI. The state's giving the defendant 180 days Hidalgo County Jail credit, which is the max on a DWI. The paperwork was sent out on February 7th, 2022 to the email address danielreyes.iphone@yahoo.com.
Okay,
Your Honor, I'll
so
go with Mr. Reyes regarding the recommendation, and so I can get the plea paperwork from him.
okay, so what day is he set for the felony again?
The 15th of June.
Okay, I can have him brought in on June the 16th. Oh, no, I'm not, we don't have, it's close. It's just that okay, if he's, it's the date that's not working. That's the problem.
If you want to bring him in sooner, Your Honor, we can go ahead and I can go ahead and try to get him signed up prior to the felony.
Okay, I have the 2nd and the 9th.
The second works, Your Honor.
Okay, then it'll be June the 2nd at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have nothing further. May I be excused?
Yes, you and your client are excused.
Thank you.
That's just so we're clear, that'll be in person, Your Honor. correct?
Yes, they're gonna have to bring him over.
In person. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Reina, what do you have?
Good afternoon, Judge. I have numbers 17 and 18 on your docket. It's a jail case.
Okay, Are you also appointed on the possession of controlled substance penalty group 3?
I have 2 cases on her, Judge, and I also have her on a felony that's set for this Friday.
Okay, and you were appointed on the other 2 cases, correct?
I haven't received those notices of appointment, but I was anticipating on getting appointed, I guess.
No, I'm talking about the 2 that are before me right now. You were appointed
Oh,
on
yes,
those.
Judge. Yes.
Okay. All right, Deputy, can you please bring up Kayla Morales?
Your Honor, she was not brought from Brooks, from Jim Hub County.
Okay, thank you. All right, CR 22-00127-I, CR 22-00126-I. Those are the 2 that you're appointed to, Mr. Reyna, and now I'm appointing you to CR 22-02954-I. The offense is possession of controlled substance, penalty group 3, less than 28 grams, a Class A misdemeanor.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and your announcement?
If you can give us maybe a couple of weeks, Judge, I think we're gonna plea out the felony to a time plea. So I don't think we'll be able to get it done by Friday, but she's scheduled for court on Friday on the felony, this Friday.
Okay, so I have the 9th and the 30th of June.
Can you give me the 30th, and then if I need something sooner, I'll contact your court.
Yes, June 30th at 9:30, and that'll be in person.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, what do you have?
Good afternoon, Judge. I've got Miss Amalia Cervantes de Venecia. She should be in custody, Judge. It's a motion to revoke.
Okay, number 25 on the court's docket, CR 21-11491-I. Deputy, can you please bring up Ms. De Venecia, please?
Your Honor, she's not on our docket.
Okay. Well, she's set for today. It's on my docket number 25. She's not on your jail docket?
No, Your Honor, let me check to see if maybe she was released.
Judge, if I may,
Go ahead.
this was the defendant judge who was taken into custody. However, she was in custody, but we were told that she had not been booked properly.
Judge, is the court going to be having another jail docket this week or?
Yes, on Thursday.
Okay, I can make myself available that day, Judge, and I can visit her between now and then if she's being housed in Hidalgo County.
Is she in custody with you right now? Is she in Hidalgo County custody? I don't think she's booked, Mr. Martinez. I think that was the issue, that they hadn't booked her properly, so she was released or something.
Judge, sometimes they'll hold them at the front in booking, and they're just kind of process them as they come in, and that may take, unfortunately, because of the overpopulation at the jail, that may take a little while. If Mr. Lozano is willing to consider some sort of modification of her probation and put her back on probation, maybe we can do an order of release, Judge, and then see if she'd be willing to come in on Zoom and we can get that pled out that day. Or Judge, you can just reset me to Thursday and I can figure it out from here to then.
Okay, well, let's just double check and see where is she.
Your Honor, and we did find Varelo.
Okay.
He is in the booking area.
Okay, so Mr. Salinas already made the announcement. It's fine.
Yes.
And her name is Cervantes Amalia de Venecia?
De Venecia, yes.
De Venecia. Yes, she got booked in already.
Okay, so she's there with you.
Yes, she's in booking as well.
Okay, all right. Okay, Mr. Martinez, I'll give you that opportunity and we'll have you come back on Thursday. Let me see.
Okay,
Is Thursday, are we doing?
That's in person, Your Honor. We can do it at 1:30.
No, I know, but is it at 9:30 or 1:30?
Judge, we can do it either time. We can do 1:30, Judge.
Okay, so it'll be Thursday at 1:30 then.
Sounds good, Judge. I'll see you guys in person at that time. And if Mr.
Okay.
Lozano's got time, we'd just be requesting a recommendation, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Lozano, if you have an opportunity to send that over.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll go ahead and contact Mr. Martinez.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, sir?
Judge, I'm standing in for Sonny Palacios. He's going to be requesting some time on two cases. They are numbers 13 and 14 on your docket, Judge. Same defendant, Heriberto Montes. He's a jail case.
CR 20-08533-I, CR 20-08532-I, Heriberto Montes, Montez. Deputy, is Mr. Montes English speaking or Spanish speaking?
He's an English speaker, Your Honor.
Mr. Montes, is he receiving medical attention for his medical condition on his arm?
No, no me están dando attention. They're not giving me attention at all.
And what is Mr. Montes being held in there for? He has a felony
He does
also?
have felonies pending, Judge, yes. And those are set on June 13th. They were requesting that a reset on these two cases until after that setting, Judge.
Please notify Mr. Palacios that his client is in need of medical attention and that he needs to find out if they're going to be able to service him at the jail or if he's going to have to make other arrangements for him. But that is very concerning, as you can see there, Mr. Martinez.
I'm seeing it, Judge. I'm relaying the text message right now.
Okay, and so the only time that I have after June the 13th is on June the 30th at 9:30, and that'll be in person.
Yes, ma'am. June the 30th.
9:30, I'm sorry.
Voy a hacer a report. ¿Cuándo? 2:30, next month. ¿Qué va a ser para los dos?
Okay, all right, Mr. Montes, June 30th at 9:30 in person, and we're letting your attorney know about your situation.
And what about the misdemeanor there?
Okay, you're here on the misdemeanors, but what's keeping you in there are the felonies, not the misdemeanors.
Okay. So what's gonna happen today?
Mr. Montes, we're resetting your case so that your attorney can handle the felony. Go ahead and speak with Mr. Sonny Palacios when he has a chance to see you. That's all I've got, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you again, Judge. Y'all stay safe.
Likewise. Ms. Mount, what do you have?
Good morning, good afternoon, Your Honor. I have numbers 4 and 5 on the court's docket. He's in jail, Dominic Devin Garcia.
Okay, CR 18099. Oh, 6 and 7, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, 6 and 7.
CR 2102744-I, CR 2204113-I, Dominic Dominic Garcia.
He's ready for a plea.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take those up shortly, but Deputy, is Dominic Garcia in your custody?
Yes, Your Honor, he's present.
Okay, we're gonna take him up in just a moment, so he's ready for a plea, and just be on standby, Ms. Mount.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Munoz, what do you have?
Hey, Judge, I have number 31. Adrian Martinez, it's a restitution hearing.
CR 2008300-I, Adrian Martinez. Mr. Lozano, does the state have an announcement on that?
Yes, Your Honor, restitution set at 0. We sent out letters. We have not had any contact with any victims.
Okay, Mr. Munoz, because there has been no contact with any victims or nor victims have reached out to the state, restitution will be set at 0.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you and your client are excused.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Likewise. Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Maldonado, what do you have?
Yes, Your Honor. I represent Sergio Cuellar, Your Honor, number 3 and 4.
Okay, number 4 and 5.
Oh, I'm sorry, 4 and 5.
Docket, CR 1809952-I, CR 1913832-I. Sergio David Cuellar, is Mr. Cuellar present?
He should be online, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and were you appointed or retained, Mr.
Retain,
Maldonado?
Your Honor.
Okay. I do need for you to please file a notice of appearance on both those cases.
Oh, I thought I was already the attorney of record, Judge.
It doesn't have your name, so that means the clerk hasn't received it for some reason. Okay, and what is the announcement?
Your Honor, there is 2 other cases that we're waiting to get filed. We don't have CR numbers for those cases.
Are they misdemeanor or felonies?
Felonies.
Mr. Lozano, do you have any additional announcements?
No, Your Honor, the felonies are currently at issue.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Ramirez, do your notes indicate whether or not Ms. Soto has been receiving reports from the mobile alcohol monitoring device?
Judge Jessica Ramirez on behalf of probation, she does have here that he was blocked for non-payment on May 9th. And the last report from April 8th through May 9th reported 8 skip tests. BAC on 4/11 was 0.03 with no retest. He's on AIP. He's had violations on AIP. Haven't made contact with last time he went to his house was May 22nd. He wasn't home in the morning. Later, he called and said he had just woken up around 12:23, Judge.
Okay, so Mr. Cuellar, I need you to sit up straight, okay? So you need to either put your device up or sit up straight. So I barely placed him. I granted his bond reduction, gave faith in him, told him he could be on AIP, get on the mobile device, all of that while he still has felonies pending. And he still managed in that short time to get locked out of his device, have 8 skip tests, has blood alcohol readings, didn't retest, and now he has AIP violations and has not been at home. So tell me why you should not be incarcerated and how you have the deputy go and pick you up right now.
Excuse me, ma'am. The skip test that I have skipped, I've been taking the test on demand. I have proof of the test history. I've been screenshotting, and I've been the one time I was not home. As soon as I woke up, I called back. I was the only person at home as there was no vehicles. There was only one vehicle outside that does not work. I was the only person at home, and I did not wake up, ma'am. I did call as soon as I woke up. I called, and I've been calling Mr. Clint Mills to see him, and I get no answers, ma'am. And I was blocked I didn't pay, and I was only blocked for a day and a half, I believe. And I paid as soon as I got money. I paid my mobile device, ma'am.
The issue is that there should be no violations at all, not for non-payment, not for alcohol readings, not for anything like that. So this is going to be your first warning, your one and only warning. The next time you will be brought in front of me. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your current phone number?
956-595-1464.
Okay, and those felonies are still at intake. So
Yes,
I'm gonna see him on July the 26th for a status at 9:30. And he needs to have no violations. If he has violations between now and then I'm gonna have to bring him in, Mr. Maldonado.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
That's all we have. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Guerra, Attorney Victoria Guerra.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We're present and ready for a plea, but I was trying to chat privately with Mr. Lozano to let him know I just filed the signed paperwork, the plea paperwork, because he was in Brooks County and today was the first day I was able to get over there at noon to have him sign it.
Okay, Mr. Lozano, did you receive the paperwork yet?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, I have. I'm in the process of filing it right now.
Okay. Let me go ahead and give him an opportunity to do that, and let me see what other announcements we have.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll stand by.
Okay, Ms. Montes?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We're present and ready for a plea on Brianne Williams. She's a jail case, Judge. I just sent Mr. Lozano the paperwork.
Okay, if we
Same
can have,
announcement, Your Honor.
okay, let me go ahead and give you an opportunity to do that.
Thank you.
Deputy, if you can bring Brianne Williams up, please. Okay, Ms. Rosa, what do you have, ma'am? You're on mute.
Yes, Adrian Rosa. Yes, I'm here for a restitution case.
Okay.
My
Mr.
lawyer
Lozano.
should be here.
Yes, Your Honor, state as an announcement, restitution set at 0 at this time.
Okay, which number is that?
That would be number 33, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Rosa, on CR 20-08328-I, restitution is set at 0. So you are
Okay.
excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
You too, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Osuna, what do you have? A plea?
Yes, Your Honor. It's number 3, State of Texas versus Javier Cuellar, CR 22-04354I. I think we're ready to go.
Okay, so then,
And he's in custody.
okay, I'm gonna give Mr. Lozano an opportunity to see if he has all the paperwork he needs on Javier Cuellar, which is number 3, Mr. Garcia, which is number 7. Number 22, is that Carlos Torres, Ms. Guerra?
It is, Your Honor.
And then on Brianne Williams. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break and get Mr. Lozano an opportunity to process that paperwork, okay? We'll be right back. We're off the record. Mr. Lozano, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and get back on the record. And Deputy, if I can please have you bring up Mr. Javier Cuellar, Mr. Dominic Garcia, Mr. Carlos Torres, and Deputy in the female section, Brianne Williams, please. Okay, is Mr. Cuellar English speaking or Spanish speaking?
English, Your Honor. They're English speaker, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Garcia, is Dominic Garcia English speaking or Spanish?
English speaking, Your Honor.
And Mr. Torres, is he English speaking or Spanish speaking?
Under my understanding, he's Spanish speaker and I've spoken to him only in Spanish.
Okay, Spanish. Miss Williams, are you English speaking or Spanish speaking?
English.
Okay, great. Okay, are we ready to proceed? Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Everyone, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Mr. Cuellar, yes or no? Mr. Cuellar, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, yes or no?
Yes.
Ms. Williams, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Ms. Castaneda, please translate for Mr. Torres. You're on mute, Ms. Castaneda.
Ahora que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad. Yes.
Okay, all of you may lower your hand.
¿Puede bajar su mano?
Okay. NCR 22-04-354-I, State of Texas versus Javier Francisco Cuellar Jr. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes.
You're being charged with criminal trespass of a habitation or shelter or superfund or an infrastructure, a Class A misdemeanor. And I'll explain shortly what that range of punishment is. Mr. Dominic Devin Garcia and CR 22-04-113-I. You're being charged with assault causing bodily injury on a family member. That's a Class A misdemeanor. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes.
And okay, now for Miss Williams, tell me what she's pleading to and if anything's getting dismissed.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Williams is going to be pleading to CR 22-03365I, CR 22-04509I. The state will be dismissing CR 22-03308I and CR 22-04508I.
Okay. In CR 22-03365-I and CR 22-04509-I, State of Texas versus Brianne, BREEANNE Williams. Is that your true and correct name, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're being charged with assault causing bodily injury, a Class A misdemeanor, and a second offense of assault causing bodily injury, a Class A misdemeanor. I will explain shortly the range of punishment for that. NCR 21-13503-I, State of Texas versus Carlos Torres. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
En el estado de Texas contra Carlos Torres, ¿ese es su nombre correcto y verdadero?
Sí, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, and I'll explain shortly the range of punishment for that.
Está usted frente a la corte por un cargo de manejar en estado de ebriedad, una ofensa menor clase B. En un momento le voy a explicar la ofensa menor clase B.
Okay, an offense that is if you're charged with a Class A misdemeanor, then that carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. If you are charged with a Class B misdemeanor, that carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense or offenses of which you are charged? Mr. Cuellar, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, yes or no?
Yes.
Ms. Williams, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Castañeda, please translate for Mr. Torres.
Señor Torres, una ofensa menor clase B tiene una multa potencial de hasta 6 meses en la cárcel del condado de Hidalgo y una multa de hasta $2,000 por convicción. ¿Entiende usted el rango de castigo que puede recibir por el delito que está acusado?
Sí, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you have the right to an attorney and the right to a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with the court. Did you have an opportunity to review that document with your attorney before signing it? Mr. Cuellar, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
And please translate for Mr. Torres.
Que tiene el derecho de un abogado y el derecho para un juicio por jurado, pero puede renunciar a uno o a los dos de sus derechos firmando un documento con esta corte. ¿Tuvo usted una oportunidad de revisar los documentos con su abogado antes de firmar?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand when you signed those documents that you were waiving your right to a trial by jury? Mr. Cuellar, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
And please translate for Mr. Torres.
Mr. Torres, ¿y entendió que cuando firma ese documento que estaba renunciando a su derecho de un juicio por jurado? Yes.
Yes.
Then the court will accept your waiver of trial by jury. Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane? Mr. Cuellar, yes or no?
No.
Mr. Garcia?
No.
Ms. Williams?
No, ma'am.
And Ms. Castañeda, please translate for Mr. Torres.
Señor Torres, ¿alguna corte lo ha declarado mentalmente incompetente, loco o demente?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, then, counselor, in speaking with your clients, do you find them to be mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense? Ms. Guerra, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Osuna?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Mount? And Ms. Mount, you're on mute, but I understood yes. Okay, and Ms. Montes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then the court will make a finding that all the defendants before the court are mentally competent, able to assist their attorneys in their own defense. Do each of you further understand that if the punishment that I assess doesn't exceed what's recommended by the state, you will need the court's permission to file an appeal? Do you understand that, Mr. Cuellar, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Williams, I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Castañeda, please translate for Mr. Torres.
Señor Torres, entiende que si el castigo que voy a evaluar, si el castigo no excede la recomendación del Estado, usted va a necesitar el permiso de esta corte si usted decide presentar una apelación. ¿Entiende eso sí o no?
Sí, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you further understand I do not have to accept the state's recommendation? Mr. Cuellar, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Please translate for Mr. Torres.
Mr. Torres, y también entiende que la corte no tiene que aceptar la recomendación del Estado, ¿sí o no?
Sí, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, I need to ask you if you're a U.S. citizen. Mr. Cuellar, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Castañeda, please translate.
Señor Torres, ¿es usted ciudadano americano?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, entering a plea or no contest will result in your deportation, exclusion, or admission from our country and denial of naturalization under U.S. federal law. Do you understand the consequences of your plea today, Mr. Torres?
Si no es ciudadano americano, entonces esta petición va a resultar en su deportación, expulsión de este país y negación de la naturalización. ¿Entiende usted las consecuencias de su petición?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you still want to continue with your plea today?
Y sabiendo las consecuencias, ¿quiere proceder hoy?
Sí, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in CR 22-04354-I, State of Texas versus Javier Francisco Cuellar Jr. to the offense of criminal trespass, Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
NCR 22-04-113-I, State of Texas versus Dominic Devin, DDPON Garcia, to the offense of assault causing bodily injury on a family member, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
In NCR 22-03365-I, the State of Texas versus Breanne Williams, to the offense of assault causing bodily injury on a family member, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
NCR 22-04509-I, State of Texas versus Breanne Williams, to the offense of assault causing bodily injury, Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And Mr. Torres on CR 21-13503-I, State of Texas versus Carlos Torres, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty? Ms. Castañeda?
El Estado de Texas contra Carlos Torres por una ofensa de manejar en estado de ebriedad, una ofensa menor clase B, ¿cómo se declara culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
And are each of you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Mr. Cuellar, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Castañeda, please transfer for Mr. Torres.
Señor
Translate, I'm
Torres.
sorry.
Señor Torres, ¿está usted declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then the court will accept your pleas as being freely and voluntarily given. I will call for state's evidence at this time.
Your Honor, state offers plea documents and offense reports as State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 3914 disclosures as State's Exhibit 3, waiver of risks and needs assessment as State's Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the evidence has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
Okay, any objections, counselors? Ms. Guerra?
Your Honor, no objections to the admission of evidence. We agree and stipulate to the matters set forth by the prosecutor in the record.
Okay, Mr. Osuna?
No objections, Your Honor, so stipulated.
Ms. Mount?
No objection, and so agreed and stipulated as to venue and jurisdiction.
Okay, Ms. Montes?
Same announcement for Ms. Williams, Your Honor, but just for clarification, the assaults that she's pleading to, they're just assaults, they're not against family members.
Okay, I apologize. Okay, then it's assault causing bodily injury, Class A misdemeanor, and a second assault causing bodily injury, a Class A misdemeanor. Got it. Okay, there being no objection from defense counsel as to the exhibits are hereby admitted and approved. Therefore, in CR 22-03365-I and in CR 22-04509-I, State of Texas versus Breanne Williams, it is a judgment of the court, ma'am, that you're guilty as charged on each of those offenses. And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, on CR 22-04509-I, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 1 year, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, an anger management class, a parenting class, to stay away from the victim, Irene Lopez, MI caseload, and a restitution hearing. In CR 22-03365-I, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 26 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 26. In exchange for these pleas, the state will be dismissing CR 22-03308-I and CR 22-04508-I.
Okay, go back to the first one. You said $100 fine plus court costs, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, anger management class.
Correct.
And did you say parenting class?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then after that?
To stay away from the victim, Irene Lopez.
And who is Irene Lopez allegedly?
The neighbor, Your Honor.
So where is Ms. Williams going to live after today?
It's a different location, Judge, not the same apartment complex.
Okay, and then stay away from Irene Lopez, and what else?
And an arrest, MI caseload.
I'm sorry, it's because the echo is very bad. Hold on. I think it's coming. I'm not sure which one it's coming. Okay, go ahead, stay away from Irene Lopez, and then?
MI caseload and a restitution hearing.
Okay, so Ms. Montes, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, the only request that we would have would just be any consideration on the fine and the court costs. She has been in jail for 26 days, Judge.
Okay. And where's the parenting class coming from? Was Irene taking care of her child or what?
She's pregnant, Your Honor.
Ms. Williams is pregnant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this her first child?
No.
Okay. Has she ever had any CPS cases open against her?
I don't know about that, Judge.
Deputy, can you unmute Ms. Williams?
No, ma'am, I haven't.
Okay, and how old are your babies right now?
12, 11 months, and I'm 4 months pregnant.
Okay. Do you have somewhere to live when you get out of there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to waive her fine and her court costs. I'm going to also waive the parenting class. She can take an anger management class. You'll stay away from Irene Lopez. We'll have a restitution hearing. And she'll be on probation. So she'll be on probation for 6 months, not 1 year. And the other one's credit for time served. Okay, do you have a phone number, Ms. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Area code 903-353-0946.
Ms. Williams, do you have custody of your 2 children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are these the only outstanding cases that you have, or do you have a criminal history? I'm not holding it against you or anything. I'm just thinking.
I have been convicted of some other misdemeanors before, yes, ma'am.
Okay, but did they have anything to do with your children or assault on family members?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Williams, I wish you the best of luck. I know that you understand that your kiddos and your little baby that's inside of you need you. And I really do hope that everything turns out very well for you, okay? Please make sure that you stay in touch with the probation department. We took down your phone number. They'll be contacting you when you're released. And make sure that you take all their calls, because if not, then you're gonna come back in front of me. And let me tell you, your attorney can tell you that I remember people. So, okay, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I took away a parenting class because I think it's a lot to expect out of you once you're getting out to do more than what you need to. And I did shorten your probation time because I think that you need your money better spent on your children than having to pay probation fees. And I'm going to hope that you're going to act like a responsible, law-abiding adult when you get out, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I wish you the best of luck, Ms. Williams.
Thank you so much.
Your Honor, in the restitution hearing?
Yes, we're already doing that on June, what is that, Ms. Rivera?
June 14th, Your Honor.
Okay, that'll be June 14th at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You certainly may. Okay, CR 22-04-354-I, State of Texas versus Javier Francisco Cuellar Jr. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, this is an open plea. The state is recommending a $100 fine, court cost, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, a drug education class, life skills class, to stay away from the victim, Vanessa Trevino.
Okay, and Mr. Osuna, your arguments?
Yes, Your Honor, my client has spent 18 days in custody. We feel that amount of time is sufficient and serves the purposes of deterrence. If the court does feel like probation is appropriate, in the alternative, we would just ask for a more modest probation sentence that the state is asking for, given that he already has a good amount of time in custody.
Okay. So I'm gonna waive the fine, waive the court costs, 18 days in Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 18 days in Hidalgo County Jail, and to stay away from the victim, Vanessa Trevino.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else on that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Cuellar, best of luck to you. Make sure you stay away from her or else you're gonna be back in my court. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may be excused. Anything else, Mr. Osuna?
No, Your Honor. May I be excused, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
CR 22-04-113-I, State of Texas versus Dominic Garcia. Sir, it is the judgment of the court that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state recommends a $100 fine, court cost, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 16 months. The Batter's Intervention Prevention Program, no harmful contact with the victims Marisol Garcia and Paisano Soto, and restitution hearing, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Mount, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe the prosecutor was also going to dismiss another charge that's pending.
That's correct, Your Honor. CR 21-02744I.
And we don't have an objection to that one being dismissed, and any consideration the court would provide my client would be appreciated.
Okay, the fines and the court costs will be waived. And the rest of the recommendation I will follow, and restitution hearing will be on June 14th at 1:30.
June 14th. If the prosecutor finds there's no restitution, Your Honor, will that hearing be canceled?
I don't mind doing that. Sometimes I don't find out till very late, but if you find out beforehand, then it would be unnecessary. We can just announce it on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will get with the prosecutor, and if there's nothing, I will notify the court staff that there was no restitution.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, do you have a phone number that you can recall when you get out?
Yeah, yes. 956-325-7429.
Okay. All right, as soon as you're out, probation will contact you. Make sure that you stay in contact with them, okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right.
That's all the business I have before this honorable court, Your Honor. May I please be excused?
You certainly may, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great rest of your week.
Likewise.
Thank
CR 21-13503-I, State of Texas versus Carlos Torres. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. Ms. Castaneda, please translate that.
El Estado de Texas contra Carlos Torres es la sentencia por un cargo de manejar, ofensa de manejar en estado de ebriedad, es la sentencia de la corte que es culpable de los cargos.
What is the state's recommendation?
The state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 180. This defendant does have an ICE hold.
Okay, Ms. Guerra, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Some minor things, just given that he's been in jail so long, he understands that consequences are that he'll be deported. There is an ICE hold. We would ask the court to waive the court costs and the fine as requested by the state, given that he's already been in jail so much time.
Okay, that'll be granted. And the rest of the recommendation I will follow.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, just let Ms. Castaneda let Mr. Torres know that he will not have a fine. He will not have a court cost, and he's receiving credit for the days that he's been there.
Thank you, Judge.
Señor Torres, no va a tener costos de la corte, le están dando crédito por el tiempo que ha estado en la cárcel.
Thank you.
Okay, if nothing else, he's excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused as well?
Yes.
Have a good day.
Thank you, likewise. Okay, Mr. Jackson, what do you have? Twice in one day?
Hi, Judge. I have Mr. Marco Mendiola. I believe it's a restitution hearing today. Number 32, I believe on today's afternoon docket.
All right, CR 19-15586-I, Marco Antonio Mendiola. What says the state?
Your Honor, restitution set at 0. The alleged victim hired a private attorney.
Okay. All right, then restitution will be set at 0 for purposes of the criminal case.
Yes, Judge, one last thing before we leave this subject. I forgot to ask the court to give him permission to leave the county, as the court knows he works out of state. If we can make a modification on his probation that would allow him to work outside the county.
I thought I had waived condition 7 because
I think you
knew
did,
he
Judge.
worked out
I
of
think
state.
honestly, you did, because he was an out-of-state worker, but it did not reflect in the judgment.
Okay.
So,
if we can look up that judgment and make sure that it does reflect that, because I do know that he has been working out of state. That's been the issue
yes.
all along. So we can go ahead and make a notation of that. Ms. Soto is out this afternoon, but Ms. Ramirez will take that note and so will my staff.
Awesome. Judge, you are the best. And I thank you for that.
Okay, thank you,
you.
Mr. Jackson. Take
Have a
care.
wonderful day, Judge.
You too.
Ándale,
Okay,
bye-bye.
Ms. Cantu, what do you have?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have a jail case that's number 9, 10, 11, and 12 on your criminal jail docket.
Okay, Cristina, Cristina Hernandez. Is Ms. Hernandez there in custody? Okay,
Yes,
and
she
what
is.
is the announcement, counselor?
Judge, I know she has a felony pending that relates to the latter two cases. There are 2 earlier cases. I don't know if the state is wishing to wait until she's indicted. I haven't received a recommendation.
Okay, Mr. Lozano, do you still show that she has those at intake?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay, so then there's no setting for that then. So she's being held on that. Are you appointed to her felony cases, Ms. Cantu?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. If for some reason the felony bonds get reduced and these are the only cases that are holding her in, let us know so we can set her to reconsider these bonds as well.
Very well. I will, Your
Okay.
Honor. Thank
So
you.
for right now, since it's at intake, let's just follow up on July the 26th at 1:30 and let's see if anything's been done by then. If something's done before, let us know and I'll set her sooner.
Okay, thank you. That's all I
Okay.
have, Judge. May I be excused.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Hernandez. All right, Mr. Redondo, what do you have, sir?
Yes, good morning, Judge. I have number 20 and 21 on your docket. It's going to be a plea, Judge. He's in custody, Judge.
Okay, Julius Ramon, deputy, Julius Ramon. Mr. Lozano, do you have that paperwork?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm filing it right now.
Okay, let us know when you're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Mr. Ramon English speaking or Spanish speaking?
English.
Okay. While Mr. Lozano is double checking that, let me go ahead and take Mr. Contreras. What do you have, sir? Mr. Contreras? Okay, did we go ahead and reset number 1 and 2?
Yes, Judge, we can reset them, Your Honor. I believe it is June the 28th, Judge.
Okay, at 1:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Deputy David Castillo, if you have him present, he's reset to June the 28th at 1:30 and he is excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Ready, Your Honor.
Did we have anybody call in on number 8? That would be Jesus Villalobos or Dallas Gutierrez.
Judge Jesse Contreras has been retained on that, Your Honor.
Okay,
No, Mama. Judge, good afternoon. This is Jesse Contreras regarding Luis Gonzalez.
okay. Deputy,
Your Honor,
can you please bring up Luis Gonzalez, please?
He's present, Your Honor.
CR 22-04029-I, Luis Leonardo Gonzalez, Gonzalez. Go ahead, counselor.
For the record, Jesse Contreras, Your Honor, last week I was on Zoom and I couldn't clarify certain concerns that the court was asking. I am the retained counsel. I did substitute for Mr. Villalobos, Your Honor, and I am representing him on the felony cases that he's got pending. What I'm seeking today, Your Honor, on this case, given the fact that he's still in high school, Judge, I'm asking for a pre-or bond on this case that is before the court. And I'm asking for pre-trial setting thereafter. But in lieu of the fact that he is a U.S. citizen, still in high school, I am seeking a PR bond for Mr. Luis Gonzalez, Your Honor. I want
Okay,
5,000 PR bond or 2,000 PR bond. Your
What
Honor.
says the state?
Your Honor, is this Luis Gonzalez?
Yes, number 8. What's the
Yes,
bond
Your
on
Honor.
the felony at intake? Before you answer, sorry.
Let me check, Your Honor.
Okay.
$46,500.
What's the charge?
Manufacturing, delivery of controlled substance, penalty group 2.
We had I can share some lights on the bonds on the felonies, Your Honor. We were in the 139th last week, and the judge said he's got a 1,500 cash surety, he's got a 2,500 cash surety, he got a 20,000 PR bond and a 2,500 PR bond on the felonies that he's got before the he hasn't been indicted, but in the 139th, those bonds were reduced to PR bonds and some of them cash surety low bonds, in lieu of the fact that he's still in high school, Judge. And today, that's what I'm seeking. Again,
All right.
he is a U.S. citizen, though. I must
Okay, Mr.
stress that.
Lozano, your response to the request of the $2,000 PR bond?
Yes, Your Honor, the state could agree to a $2,000 PR bond.
Okay, then we'll go ahead and reduce the bond to a $2,000 PR bond on CR 22-04029-I.
Thank you, Judge. Do I have to submit an order, or you guys will file that with the county, right, Judge?
We file it.
Okay, Judge. Can you get a date on another pretrial date on Mr. Luis Gonzalez, Your Honor?
Yes, July 26th at 9:30.
Thank you so much. That'll be in person, Judge?
I'm not sure yet, but we'll
Okay.
let you know.
No problem.
But it'll
Thank
be
you so
a
much, Judge.
status.
All right. Have a good day, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Lozano, were you able to verify that paperwork and e-file it?
Yes, Your Honor, it's been e-filed.
Okay, Deputy, if you can please bring up Julius Ramon. Okay, Mr. Ramon, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may lower your hand. Okay, sir. In CR 21-07598-I, State of Texas versus Julius, Julius, Dwayne, Dwayne Ramon. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor that carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense of which you are charged, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you also have the right to an attorney and a right to a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with the court. Did you have an opportunity to review that document with your attorney before signing it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you understand that when you signed that document, you were waiving your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the court will accept your waiver of trial by jury. Sir, has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, ma'am.
Counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
I do, Judge.
The court will make a finding that Mr. Ramon is competent, able to assist his attorney in his own defense. And sir, do you understand that if the punishment that I assess does not exceed what's recommended by the state, that you will need this court's permission in order to file an appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you further understand that I do not have to accept the state's recommendation, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
In CR 21-07598-I, State of Texas versus Julius Dwayne Ramon, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the court will accept your plea as being freely and voluntarily given. I will call for state's evidence at this time.
Your Honor, state offers plea documents and offense reports as State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 3914 disclosures as State's Exhibit 3, waiver of risks and needs assessment as State's Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate that the evidence that has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
There's
Any
no
objections, counselor?
objection, Judge. So agree and stipulate to all of the state's requests.
There being no objection from defense counsels to the exhibits are hereby admitted and approved. NCR 21-07598-I, State of Texas versus Julius Dwayne Ramon. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 3 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 3. In exchange for this, please, the state will be dismissing CR 21-075-97I, criminal mischief.
Okay. Any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge, we just ask that this honorable court waive any and all fines and court. I've been incarcerated for approximately almost 11 months.
11 months on something else or what?
He picked up a felony, Judge. He was sentenced to 3 years TDC.
Okay. All right, then the court will waive the fine and the court costs, and the rest of the recommendation I will follow. Okay, Mr. Ramon, best of luck to you, sir. Take care.
Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Arredondo?
May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have yourself a great day.
Thank you. Likewise. Mr. Vargas, we already called your case, and since restitution was set at 0, I went ahead and excused your client.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate that. Good
Okay.
afternoon. Have a good day.
Likewise. Have a good one. Did anybody call in on the, oh, I'm sorry, Deputy, did you have one more?
No, Your Honor, we're done. We're just asking if we can be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and thank you for your service. Okay, number 30 on the court's docket. Did anybody call in for that? Or come in or anything? Okay, go ahead.
I apologize, Your Honor. The defendant was here this afternoon, Judge. There's a lot of miscommunication within the attorney and the defendant. So he was supposed to log in via Zoom, and the link was sent to the attorney as well.
Okay, in CR 20-1762-I, State of Texas versus Jose Guadalupe Herrera on a restitution hearing, what says the state? What is restitution set at? It's under 30.
Yes, Your Honor, restitution set at 0. It was resolved.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, in reviewing the docket, let me see if there's any nice eyes. If there are any nice eyes. That was a big controversy yesterday with my brother-in-law, whether it's theirs or there are or there is, because I'm a super stickler on grammar. Okay, that concludes this afternoon's docket. Ms. Ramirez, thank you for joining us. Welcome back anytime if Connie lets you.